Mm, 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 mm. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay. What's going on, everybody? I decided to go live. Um, I didn't know it was this late though. And I was sitting over there listening to Danica, is that her name? Um, I was actually agreeing with pretty much 99% of the things she was saying over there. Um, yeah. I think, I'm not never really listened to her completely. And she isn't coming off like she wants to lie to the men. She's trying to explain to them. She's starting to realize the frustration, baby. The frustration that I've been going through for a few years. That you think, because just like Jessica and the rest, and some of these other women, these men used to follow me. I've had many channels, and it's not hard to get men to follow me, right? This is the issue, though. The issue is the Manosphere men became a little bit too much. Ooh, like little boys. And I'm okay with acting like I'm your mama. I'm okay with acting like I'm your auntie. I'm okay with acting like your grandmama. For some of you, right, who act real childish, but it became like a job. And when I say like a job that didn't pay. And I'm not even talking about paying money. I'm talking about I can say something and spend hours with these men trying to get them to understand what I'm saying, right? Because I'm telling them the truth. The men will understand. And the boys, they didn't want to hear it. They want to push back. They started repeating things that these men are telling them. And I'm telling them, well, why would you listen to a man with no woman? Why would you listen to a man who's not even lived with a woman for a long, extended period of time when it comes to women? You either have to talk to men who have women and have had women in their lives. Like, I'm not talking about sisters, aunts, and mothers. I'm talking about women that they were romantically involved with, or women themselves, right? If you are you looking for a relationship, hey, Brandy, you need to find a woman herself and ask her questions. Don't push back on her answers. Just understand that she's giving you her answers instead of that bullshit. I call cat. Wow. Like, I'm too old to be lying about things that I want to talk about. If it's something that I don't want to talk about, I'll just leave or not participate. I'm a little too old to be lying. What the hell I gain from lying? What do I gain from lying to you all and claiming that I'm a millionaire? What do I gain from lying to you all and saying that I'm doing things that I'm not doing, or that I've done things that I haven't done? Maybe if I was younger, I didn't do that even then, because the truth be told, just like I feel, you show up as you are and the right person will show up for you. The reason why people are ending up in relationships that's not meeting up, because y'all lying too much. You're lying to each other and you're lying to yourself. Okay. And Danica said something that I've been saying forever. And it's simple as could be, but people just don't seem to understand. You have to be yourself. You have to be yourself. It doesn't matter, even if you're a corny dude, if you are a nerdy girl, right, or woman, if you are, even if you are what these men call simps, but you enjoy doing what you do, you have to be yourself. That's the only way you're going to find the right person for you, right? The right person. If you're somebody fake, then you're going to end up with somebody who is not meant for you. That person you're going to end up with is the person that's for the person you acting like you are, the person you're representing, right? If you are, if let's say you are a nerdy guy, right? And when I say nerdy, just means that you're not thuggish. You're not a street dude. You're into video games, possibly, maybe anime. Maybe you're into, different type of music that most other people, in the Black community may not be in. I'm not sure. But if you act like you into something that you're not, then some woman gonna come up and she gonna think that you're into this shit. You're being fake because you're acting like you're into it when you really don't like it at all. What do you think will happen when y'all really get together and make it official? Right? You make it official, and here she is. She thinks you are one way, and then you can only be fake for so long. And then she finds out that you're not even the person you said you were. Or it works in reverse too, on the women's end, right? Woman acting like she one way, and when she get with a guy who like that type of woman, and come to find out she's not that person at all, shit just fall apart. Right? I'm gonna put the link in. What's going on, Verbal? You have to be yourself, everybody. And I don't think, like, I've been telling these men this shit for years. Be yourself. Somebody will come along who like it. Look around us. There are nerdy people with goddamn women and men who are married in relationships. You got goofy dudes who end up with women who are okay with that. But we're running around making it seem like all women want this one particular guy, right? And that's not true. It's just not true at all. And when we come and tell you, well, that's not true. I've had so many women over here, and then when they always say, well, no, Bob, I like this type of dude. And some of the men was calling cap on every single one of us. And some of us have proof of it through our husbands and the men we are dating. And these men, they just think that first of all, they don't know who they are. That's why they don't know how to be themselves. Right? The ones who are themselves, who are straightforward with it, they don't have no problem getting women. Okay. What the problem may be, though, is that they're looking for a woman, a type of woman who don't like his type of person, right? If you might not find many, many, many hood chicks, and I'm only using that term because y'all use it. I don't even know what that means. But let's say a chick who is more, I don't even know. God damn it. Listen, I don't know what a hood chick is. I barely know what a hood dude is, except based on how I hear these men, because they don't know. Nobody actually identified. Just because you live in a hood, which only is short for neighborhood, doesn't mean you're a hood anything. God damn. It gets real confusing, even to me. What's going on, Robbie? I'm about to put the link in, man. Listen, this topic is about men in the manosphere, which I call boys. Yes, I do. Every single one of y'all who consider yourself in that manosphere, you're a boy. I'm sorry. To me, okay? The reason you even in the manosphere is because you recognize there's something you don't have, something you need to find out. And so that in itself would tell me you're boy-like. Some of y'all niggas in your 40s, mid-30s, upwards mid-40s, and later. And y'all niggas still looking for daddies to be your daddy. Y'all niggas looking for godfathers to be your godfathers. And you didn't even, when y'all say y'all need to, what they have to do with women, you have to vet her. Y'all not even vetting y'all godfathers. Y'all not vetting these niggas who want to get up there and tell you how to be in relationships. Y'all don't give a shit whether they married, not married, divorced. Have they ever been in a long-term relationship? Y'all getting advice from niggas, Pookies and Ray Rays, who don't even know that they are the Pookies and the fucking Ray Rays. I've been on panels with a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays. While they act, though, like they don't like Pookies and Ray Rays. And when I tell them, nigga, you are Pookie and or Ray Ray, nigga. These niggas be Pookies and Ray Rays. Like, so what is the Pookie and the Ray Ray? Which just, you don't have to be a dope dealer to be Pookie and Ray Ray, right? You just somebody who's lost. You're not on a track. You're not on a track to success. And what is success? I mean, as long as you can take care of yourself and your family, that could be considered success, right? Everybody's not going to be the CEO at the company they work at. So, of course, we can't consider that success. And even if we did, those people who may be CEOs may not be successful in all other areas of their lives. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of you are like little boys in the manosphere. And that's because you don't even know the basics. Like you didn't have your mom or your dad or uncles or whomever tell you that first you need to be yourself. You need to like yourself. You need to love your motherfucking self, no matter what. See, because through loving yourself, that's where you'll make the changes necessary for you to be the type of person you want to be. That's what you have to do. If you love yourself, like if you love yourself and then you realize, okay, something about me is unhealthy, you love yourself to make changes if you can, right? If there's something that you could do to make the changes, you will. Do loving yourself. Okay? But if you don't even like yourself, then I don't know why you would think some woman gonna like you. Okay, so you don't even, and you don't like yourself enough to even be yourself. You want to be somebody else. Man, oh man. Like I'm so happy that my mother and father, not just my mother and father, like my whole family was all about love. We loved each other, right? And loving each other means basically teaching one another to love themselves. That's what your parents supposed to do, right? The parents supposed to help you become the best you could be, give you the tools in the beginning. And as you grow and go through all the trials and tribulations that we all go through, different trials and tribulations depending, right? You still supposed to love yourself. Okay, I may be doing a bad job at this job, and I realize, well, this isn't a job for me. I worked jobs that just wasn't the jobs for me. I done work jobs just so I could go make money. It looked like it was cute, you know what I mean? And I got on the bus early in the morning. We had to catch the bus at 5 in the a.m. Right? That was a bus that would take us from the base to the job, right? And so, since we had to be to work at 7 or 7:30, we had to leave the base at 5 something in the morning. And I thought it was cute, right? I thought it was cool to get on this bus with these group of people, and we were gonna go to this job, and we were gonna work. And I worked the job, and then I realized that shit wasn't for me. You know what I mean? It just wasn't for me. But I was young, and so I worked all types of jobs. I was doing house cleaning, yo. I used to clean in motel rooms. Fuck out of here. You got to start somewhere. And I liked the job because I liked the money. But when I realized I wasn't fast enough, yo, listen, I was slow as a motherfucker. Now, let me tell you one thing. My room, when I was done with it, was cleaner than a They loved the way I cleaned the bathrooms, right? I am really strict in bathrooms, and I would be in there, but they said that I took too long. They was like, they would go in and they'd be like, damn. But they'd be like, you take it too long. You got to go in there. Then the motherfuckers taught me how to be sneaky with it. That's why I stopped. Y'all, listen, if I was y'all, the way we cleaned up them hotel rooms, bring your own sheets when you go to a motel. Okay? Because there is a such thing as called stretching the sheets. Stretching the sheets. Let me tell you what that means. If we run out of sheets, for whatever reason, I don't know how the fuck you run out of sheets, but I guess you run out of sheets, and they would tell us to stretch the sheets. That means, first of all, you know they don't have fitted sheets in hotel rooms. There's no fitted sheets. So you have to take that sheet and you stretch it. You make sure there's no hair on it, because that's how you could tell if the sheets are used. If you go look through and you see some hair, then you know goddamn well they ain't changed the motherfucking sheets. So they taught us how to make sure there's no hair on them. They ran out of sheets. They would tell us to take the sheet and turn it on the opposite side, stretch it, which means make it look like it was just out of the, like it hadn't been slept on, and put them corners tight on that motherfucking bed and keep it pushing. The person who slept on them sheets the night before could have been having sex and skeeting all over the sheets. He's everywhere. And listen, and you might be laying on it the next night. Okay, bring your own sheets. Or at least something that goes over your face, at the top. Listen, that's all I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I worked at these motels, and when they started doing that shit, that's when I was like, you could tell. Like, I'm not sure if y'all ever watched me clean a bathroom, but I fold my toilet paper a certain way on the roll. It has a corner on it. I get that from working at the goddamn hotel. I worked at a resort. Like, it wasn't hotel rooms or motel rooms. It was resort homes, actual homes. I did this shit and liked those homes so much that me and my husband bought one in the Lake of the Ozarks. I used to work at the Lake of the Ozarks, and then we purchased a home there, right? And so it's a good investment, right? Because the Lake of the Ozarks is a nice place for tourism. People go there. And so it was a pretty good investment to own something that we didn't have to pay for, essentially, right? But anyway, let me put the link out. What's going on, Aries? Hermes. Is that the name of the clothing brand, right? Am I pronouncing that shit right? They adopt a godfather on the internet because he's absent from their lives, just like their dad, their bio dads. I agree with that, but if you're going to do that, though, right? If you're going to adopt a godfather or a father, a mother, a grandmother, a aunt, can y'all at least vet them? Vet them. Why would you adopt a godfather who don't even call your name? He don't even know your name. It's not like, if you're calling me the godfather, your auntie, then I'm going to reference you. I shout you out. Like, how you doing, baby? How you doing? Everything good? How the family doing? You know what I mean? Things like that. At least I seem concerned and want to make sure everything good with you. Y'all be finding just anybody. And then you call him your godfather because you're giving him your money. But he ain't calling you his godson or his... He not saying, what's up, godson? Fuck out of here, man. We got to do better. Because it seems like we are fucked up. But this thing called the Manosphere shows us as being fucked up, worse than anybody could imagine. We already know that the community, I don't even see our community being the worst. What I do see is that we are more concentrated in areas, and that's because that's the way they have us, right? When we move into a neighborhood, even if it's a mixed neighborhood, the white people move out and more black people move in. So we're concentrated, right? But other than that, they have crime in their neighborhood just like we have crime in our neighborhood, right? They have drug addicts in their neighborhood just like we have them in ours. They have drug dealers in their neighborhood just like we have in ours. So I don't see this thing where they make it seem like we're worse off than anybody, and our neighborhoods are the lowest of the low. But what I will tell you, though, is based on our talking points, based on the shit that we are openly showing the world, it is showing them that what they have attempted to do through the years, it has worked. That's a fact, right? Because we do believe that we're at the bottom, when we're actually not different than it. It's less of us, yes, right? It's more of them on food stamps, but then they'll start talking this ratio, this percentage, the percentile, even though it's more of us on welfare, but because it's more of us, then it's really more of them on welfare. Does that even make sense? Why does it make sense? Because if they're the ones using most of the money, you know why they ended welfare? Because let me tell you, them white people over there getting welfare and all kinds of services, right? They're getting all kinds of services. And then they complain about the services that they themselves are getting because they don't like that Black people are getting the services. See, they believe in their hearts of all hearts that Black people are using up these services. When it's them, they're the reason why these dollars are being spent. And they don't know that, though, because through this nonsense of, well, it's more of us, and so, yeah, it would be more of us on it, but since it's less of you all, we're going to take it and we're going to percent. Listen, if the government gives, let's say, $6 billion just to social services, and we see that more, let's say that they give us $6 billion, right? And they find that out of the $6 billion, white people are spending $4 billion. They're using the $4 billion of that service, and Black people are only using $2 billion, right? Blacks and others, right? Then why in the fuck is it so important for them to break it down into percentages as to say, well, although you're using only $2 billion of the 6, we find that it's less of you. And so less of you are using the most, even though you're not really using the most, right? That's the way they want to perceive it in order to make us look bad. But I promise you, if we were the most people on welfare, they would have cut that shit long ago. The white people would have been up in arms saying, cut that shit. Fuck them. This is America. Make them make their own way. Let them pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Let them do it. And they would have cut mostly all of them fucking social services away. But see, because they're the ones using it the most, That's the only reason that shit ain't been cut. But through society, they wanted to make it seem like we the ones using it the most. And we're not. So if they're using 4 billion of the 6 billion, what does it matter if it's a smaller amount of us on social services? What does that even matter? And that's what I keep asking. Like, either American citizens need help or they don't. Why are we even breaking it down based on ethnicity and shit like that? If you've proven that you are an American citizen and you need the help, then you can get the motherfucking help. Wow, it's crazy. Anyway, let me put the link up, y'all. Let me grab it. I keep telling y'all it's a scam, and the scam isn't the money or anything like that. The scam is to make it seem like we or a particular group of people are the worst off, even though it's proven that they made it that way. They created a system that makes it that way, and that is why they're looking at the numbers, because they want to be able to prove that what they've been doing is working. Because there is no other reason why they need to know. I understand where you might need to know where the money is going, as in particular to communities, right? This community may need more money to do for the streets and shit like that. I get that. But even then they break it down in how many blacks live in that neighborhood, non-Hispanic, whites and Hispanics and shit like that. Why do y'all think that matters? Why do y'all think that matters? Especially for those of us who are American citizens, born and bred American citizens. Now, if they want to break down shit of those who coming into the country, okay. You want to start breaking that shit down. Okay, but as far as if we supposed to be American people equal, then why they need to know all of that other nonsense? Anyway, let me see. I gotta go here. I gotta make this bigger first so I can go grab the link. But anyway, let's get back to they liking to be lied to. They like to be lied to. Okay, the men in the manosphere like to be lied to. They don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. Don't give them the truth. Even if it makes sense, even if it can help them, all they want is somebody to beat up on women. Okay, I can't pin it. I'm under the wrong account. Okay, I'm going to post it up a few times. Let's see, paste. What's going on, Chaos? How you doing? These men want to be lied to. I'm watching Danica over there, and she's explaining, and she's even, when she sees that somebody don't understand, and she's explaining again, she's really trying to drive it to them, giving it to them the way they should be able to understand it, and still, some of them still don't understand it. So I told her, I said, look, she said, hey, this is women nature. Now, women do have nature, and I don't like when they use these terms that these stupid men came up with, like it's in a woman's nature to want the things that they're talking about is really societal, right? There are women who are go-getters. But yes, if we're gonna be with someone, she was right. And like I've said many times, women, for most of us want a man who we can look up to. He got to have something more than me. That's true. I don't think I've ever would have dated a guy who had less than me. When I think about it, like if you can't even get, like, this is a man world, right? It may not be a black man's world, but being a man, you still had a little step or two ahead of black women, right? Black men has a couple of steps ahead of black women if they know what they're doing. Only if you're smart and you know how to work the system, right? Because women was getting paid less just because she's a woman. You and I can work the same fucking job, same amount of hours, same everything. They giving you a little more money an hour than they giving me. And the reason they did that because men back then had families. Women didn't really work. So they felt like if a woman was working, well, she was just there just to make some change, maybe to help the man support the family. See? So yes, they paid us less. Today, though, women are saying, hey, we don't even have, like these men don't even want to be men. The men don't even want to be men. So you got to pay us equally for an honest day pay for an honest day's work. Give me what you giving everybody else. And if I'm not doing the job right, then okay, either fire my ass or don't give me the raises when it's time for review. Right? But I think back when I was dating, and the truth be told, I did not look at anybody who was less ranked than me. That's true. That is true. I remember dating this one guy, and when I said dating, like we went on probably two dates, right? And he was higher ranked than me in the beginning. I think he was like a corporal or a specialist. He was an E4, right? Either a corporal, which means he could be promoted to a sergeant, or he was a specialist, one of those, right? That's when I first met him. But he must have done something. He wasn't in the same unit I was in or anything, right? So I didn't even know what he did. He was on the engineer side. He was on Fort Leonard Wood. That's where the engineers were. So he was an engineer, right? And I'm a medic, so I'm on the whole opposite side of the post. And anyway, I ended up meeting him. When I met him, he was in uniform and he was an E4. Of course, you're in the military, we all look at each other's rank. It's right down our collar, right? You can see everybody's motherfucking rank. So I know what his rank was when I met him. And then maybe about 2 months down the road, I ended up seeing him again in uniform. And they busted his ass down to an E1. He didn't have shit on his collar. Goddamn. He didn't have nothing on his collar. And he then tried to switch it up on me. Like we eating and he had some friends, right? I don't even know. Like I ended up going on that side of the post. I think he asked me to lunch. Right. And the good thing about the post, you could go on dates without anybody spending any money. Like, for instance, we both military, we single, right? So that means we could go to the barracks and eat. We could go to, to chow hall to eat. So we can actually have a meet up, a little date, get to know each other and nobody spend money because we're both in the military. I get to eat for free. He get to eat for free. So I went on. And when you're in the military and a post, you can eat anywhere where there's a chow hall. I didn't have to just eat in our chow hall. I could have ate in their chow hall, right? So that's what I did. He asked me to come over or something like that. So I was on that side of the post, me and my girlfriend, and we went to their chow hall. I'm trying to think if it was a date. I don't even think it was a date. I think what happened, we was on that side that's where the gym was. So we ended up deciding to go to their chow hall. And he was there. And that was the second time I ever saw him in his uniform. And this nigga had no rank on his collar. And so it wasn't like he asked me to come there. I just showed up and he was there. Right? And he had no rank on his collar. And I looked, right? he must have noticed that I noticed he had no rank no longer on his collar. So he then looks at me. It's me, my girlfriend, and he has some friends around him, and he then says something like, "Oh, I thought you was higher rank." That's what he told me. He thought I had higher rank, which my rank was higher than his. Not in the beginning it wasn't, but now it is. You see what I'm saying? And he tried to play that bullshit, talking about I thought you had higher rank. And I looked at him and I didn't say shit, nothing. But I tell you one thing, that was the last time I ever spoke to him again. Right? Then after that, he tried to come to my area, right? Coming to see me. And I wasn't interested in him no more. I'm going to be honest. First of all, no, I wasn't. Because I found out that he got busted. He got busted down in the ring and they was about to kick his ass out. And you know why I'm not interested in him anymore? Because first of all, he's about to be kicked out. And secondly, he's not hanging on to my coattail. The fuck? You know what I mean? Now, It wasn't that serious, nigga. It wasn't that serious. And what I mean by that, so when you're military people, y'all, civilians like military people, right? Especially those around posts. You'll find that a military dependent who dad or mom may be in the military, when they graduate, they end up looking for military men to marry because the benefits is awesome. I have a friend who married a military guy. She was just a dependent. And she found this lame dude, married his ass. You could tell that they wasn't meant to be together, but his dumb ass married her. Okay? He married her. These men are dumb when they're in the military, man. They dumb as fuck. I ain't even gonna lie. They dumb because there's several things that come up. When you get married on post, you get housing, you start getting BAQ, you start getting all kinds of benefits. So the men, right? The men, not the women. I'm talking about the motherfucking men. They start looking at the benefits they get once they get married. Now, the women around the post, they know that these men gonna get those benefits after they get married. So it's easy to target military men. If I want to marry a military man, but see, I was in the military, so I didn't need to marry no military motherfucking man, right? I need to marry a military man because I was already in the military. Okay, but man, if I had been smart, let me tell you, so this is to the younger women who might be listening, wink, wink, listen to me closely. If you're not thinking about going in the military, you might start going around the post and meet you a military man, though. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I know some of the men that get like what I'm saying, but go and find you a military man. These niggas out here looking anyway, they looking for that extra money anyway. Okay? It wells to be you. Look, they go into other countries and marry these women. Women barely speak the language. And then she ends up shitting on him, whether she shit on him 2 years into it, 3 years into it, 4 years into it. It don't fucking matter. Them women in them other countries are getting green cards and shit. They marrying a man they can't even talk to. They don't even understand each other. The fuck? That's right. Divorce is high in the military. That's because young people are not thinking correctly. They're thinking about the money, the extra money. They're thinking about getting out the barracks. What grown person want to be in the barracks with a motherfucking roommate, right? And then in some cases, you got to get permission to move all base, right? You can't be less less than a certain rank to get permission to move off base. You know, you could become an E5, maybe even an E4. They may allow you through permission to move off base. Okay, but they're not gonna give you the extra money. You're going to pay that out of your pay. Now you get married. Now you're getting money to pay your rent. Or you get in housing on post, which is even better, right? Housing on post is nice, okay? Everything in that motherfucker is free. You don't pay no rent, no water, no electric. You don't pay shit. All you pay for is your phone. At the time, we had to pay for phone, but then cell phones came about. You ain't even have to pay for phone no more. Your cable. Did we pay cable? Do you pay cable, L. Nixon? I can't remember if we had to pay cable. I think I think we got regular cable for free, but if you wanted extra channels, I think we had to pay for that. Anyway, and for you men too. Listen, you men also. Listen, you men could go and find you a woman in the military. If she got a child, if she's a single woman with a child, and she'll be interested in getting married, because now she could bring her child, right? Because she'll be able to get housing, because she'll have you there, right? You'll be the dependent watching the child while she's at work. Shit. Black people, y'all better come up. Listen, find some black people in the military or whatever race you want. The black men always getting taken up by other races of women, especially when they go overseas. Okay. Hi, Chaos. How you doing? You muted.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, man. Look like the military give a lot of welfare for every little thing now, man. I've been,
But the military, wait a minute. Housing and all that is not welfare.
No, you know what I mean? Like if you do something, you get something, get these nice benefits,
Those are benefits. That's not welfare. That's benefits for your service to the thing. Now,
country.
Yeah, for your country. That's what you get when you sign the contract. They give you these things. If you have a family, they give you housing. Right? But what I will tell you though is most people in the military do qualify for welfare if they got a family. That's true. They qualify because the amount of pay is not that much, So if you got a family with some children, they still get food stamps, WIC, and all that good old shit.
Bob, I was exaggerating. I just say that not really literate. No, I should use a different word, but now that you told me that they do get it, that's kind of okay. I mean, depending on how much they're getting paid. I mean, if it's
not getting paid much, you got to understand. Now, unless you're an officer, but I knew officers with children were still getting welfare. Okay, so because the pay isn't that extravagant, it's not like you're getting wealthy in the military. Right? You got to remember the military is a 24-hour job. So therefore, if we broke down what people were getting monthly down to the hours, you'll see that I bet, when I started shit, it seemed like I was getting less than minimum wage.
30 years ago?
30 years ago.
Like you were in there when you got listed. The late 80s?
Yeah, when I first started, when I first went in, I guess it was 30 years ago when I first went in.
Not when I got out. Some more money now, Bomb, after 30 years.
Yeah, but how much money you think they're getting, dude? How much? Tell me what you think a person in the, because I know you've heard some people come up and lie, right? They lie talking about they making six figures in the military.
I gotta ask the general.
That's right. Now you asking the general who claims to have been a general, right? I'm not saying that he lied. I'm just saying that he's a general. And so that's 20 years of service. Remember, he retired. I think he did 25 years. He made a general in 25 years, right? Or within that 25 years. So, but if you went in right now, how much you think you'd be making? We could look it up. That's what I'm saying.
Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Cause
Okay.
I think General one time was pushing it one time. General.
Yeah, the general, that's 25 years of service, dude. By the time he made general, he probably was in 20 years for him to get that general. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a high rank. But let's look up the military pay. It's almost like if you work for the government, they get grades too. Military pay chart in 2022. Let me share the screen so we can get it up. First, something I just clicked on something. I'm not sure what that is. Close that. Close that. Close this. Okay, let me. It's not how much you think it is, though. I'm asking you how much you think it is. How much do you think it is?
Oh, damn. I remember what General said. It said like a bonus, like they can make $50K a year. Like, I think that's what he said. Shit. But, you know.
Okay, yeah, now you know what a bonus is, though? I'm not saying you can't make $50K.
No, I'm not familiar with how much with the bonus comprise.
What is the bonus? How do you get bonuses? Do you know how?
No, I can remember. General did mention it, but I forgot, so I can't give you that.
Well, bonuses is when you go, if you go overseas, right, to fight, getting shot at and shit. You get different things like I already mentioned, the BAQ and all that shit. Listen, let's say you are if you go in with no college, no anything, I put you at E1, right? Active duty. Let's say we're gonna put you starting at January 2022. Years of service, 2 or less, right? You're making your base pay is $18.33 a month.
All right.
That's starting out. So that's about right. So when you get your pay, you automatically go to an E2 basically after basic training, right? So by the time you go to your duty station, you should be at least an E2, right? 6 months into it, you're getting your E2. You go up to 2,000. So but aren't people making 2,000 a month already? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What is the minimum wage? If minimum wage is at
the minimum wage right now is every state. I think it's maybe 15 now. I could be wrong.
Yeah. So if we do, let me get my calculator out.
No, actually, in certain states it's different. So I'll say the minimum wage right now is like 13. Let's give 13.
Okay, let's do. Hey Siri. Wait, Siri not listening. 15 times 40. Siri not listening to me. Oh, here go my calculator. Okay, let me get my calculator loaded up. So, because I just want to.
I'm multitask. I'm doing some things, but go ahead. I'm looking at this.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's break this down.
2005. That's like $20 an hour, isn't it, Mom? That's a month, right? I think that's $20 an hour. That's $20 an hour. Roughly.
Okay.
Let me calculate that.
I'm doing it right now. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna do divided by what is that? Okay, so I want to take this. What we doing? $15? No, you said 13, huh?
Yeah, 13, because I don't think it's 15. Unless we'll Google that later. We'll Google what's the minimum wage in America.
I don't know. It's okay. I think the minimum wage is still 8 something, but okay, we're gonna do 13 times.
I hope not in this stage. I hope not.
So, in case you didn't know, though, I did the 13 you say, and this is about $13. This is less than $13 an hour. This basic pay right there, because I did 13 times 40, right? Yeah. Which came to $520 a week times 4, and came to $2,080. So this is about $13 an hour, and that's only if you work 40 hours a week. But in the military, you work 24 hours. That's right. That means in the middle of your sleep, they could call your ass and you're going to put on that uniform and go where the fuck they tell you to go. Because your availability is 24 hours. The only time you're not available is when you on leave. Even on weekends, let's say you off on weekends, but they could call your ass back and you better be there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even go, like, let's say, like, when you get off your job on Friday and you got the weekend off, right? You can say, well, I'm gonna take a trip somewhere, right? And you could go on that trip as long as you back for your job on Monday, you good. But in the military, it's not like that, right? Mm-hmm. In the military, if I leave work on Friday and I say I want to go to Vegas, me and my girlfriend, we gonna go to Vegas for the weekend. But all of a sudden they call me and tell me I need to come into the office, then I better be in that motherfucking office in a reasonable amount of time. And I can't tell them, well, I'm in Vegas right now because I was off this weekend. Them bitches gonna say, you better be here in 3 hours. They're making me 3 hours to be there. And I better be there.
From Vegas? Okay.
Yes. Because I wasn't supposed because I wasn't supposed to leave that base anyway. Because I'm on, as long as I'm working and not on leave, then I'm supposed to be available. And I'm lucky they gave me 3 hours to get back, because they tell me if I'm not there in 15 minutes, then I could give you dishonorably
discharge. And you can't get that because now you can't work nowhere. That's when you discharge. So you are actually just as worse as a person serving time in jail. Prison.
Yeah, it's worse. Yeah, if you could dishonorably discharge,
hell no.
It's worse than jail time. In jail, you might be able to get a job and you'd be like, hey, I was younger when I did this and that and this. There's programs that'll help you. But if you could dishonorably discharge, you can't even get federal funding. You will have to leave your wife. Your wife will have to leave you because she wouldn't be able to get assistance. She can't get welfare or nothing using your name. Right? Huh?
And if you under his name, if you're married to that person.
Yep. If his name is on anything, yeah.
So wow. That's
dishonorable discharge is a bad motherfucking thing. Wow. It's a bad thing. Yeah. You don't want to get now. There's other, unless you did something real bad, you shouldn't get dishonorable discharge. You might get a general discharge under dishonorable conditions. You still can live and probably get a job, but if you get a dishonorable discharge, that's bad. That's bad.
That's a wrap. You're a wrap. That's a wrap.
Yeah, well, for federal things, but you can still start your own business. You're not gonna get no federal money. You're not gonna get no grant. Listen, yeah, there's a lot of things you're not gonna get if you fuck up in the military. That's why it's not for everybody, because you could go in there and really do damage to your whole life early on. Mm-hmm. Like I had a cousin. He went in, right? He went into the military. And then he only went reserve, which is okay. But then when it was time for him to show up for reservists, he just stopped going. Stop. Now, we wasn't in war at the time, right? But he just stopped going. And I kept telling him, dude, you can't just stop going. Mm-hmm. He just stopped going. He fucked up everything. That's when you that's desertion. If it was in war, it would be desertion, right? But yeah, he abandoned his duties and shit like that, like as if it was a job he could quit. You can't quit the military like that. You can't just say I quit and walk off.
No, man. But you see, when you're young, you don't know. There's real consequences if you don't read the fine contract, which I think a lot of our people, we don't really read.
Nobody read that contract. Who reading? All we
know.
A lot of us
are reading, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's long. Nobody reading that shit. All you know, though, is what your job is, how you get rank, and where you going to be stationed. That's basic, the things you need in your contract. The basic things. If you do good and, and you don't do no real fucked up shit, you'll be good, right? Mm-hmm. The thing is, they could promise you you're not going overseas. Like if you wanted that type of guarantee, in the beginning, if they offered it, you might get it. But then after a certain time frame, then they can send your ass right where they guarantee you wasn't gonna go. That's what people need to know. They could, you got to pay attention to what they tell you. But so So if you make 21, by the E3 is where you're going to be for the first couple of years, depending on if you had college or not, right? So that's 2,100 a month. How much is that a year? 2,100. Let's see, 2,100 times 12. What did I do? 21. I'm not sure what's going on here. Times 12 months. That's 25,000 a year. At an E3, that's not no money.
23, that's 23. Yeah.
So whoever told you $50,000 a year or 60,000 or six figures, no. Now what you could get, this is your base pay. So then you can start getting other things, right?
And one question mark, is this all branch of military? Air Force is all applies to everything, right?
Yeah, all of
it.
it.
I just want to make sure.
This active duty. Let's see if we do reservists. If you do reservists at an E3, you're only getting $288 a month.
Oh hell, fucking no.
Right. And so we got some reservists on here talking about, I make 80K a year. Lying ass nigga, you lying. You ain't making that. And even if he go or not, if he switch from reserve to active duty because of the war, then yeah, he's still not getting what he claimed. These niggas is on here lying. Okay. Even at the 25,000 you make at an E3, then you turn in the hazard pay, which is when you're over there fighting, right? You're over there in Iraq or wherever with your weapon and shit. That's hazard pay. That's gonna be some money. You got your BAH, which it used to be called BHQ, right? That's your housing allowance, and let's see how much that is a month. And that's the so that's some little extra pays that you get unless you're in housing. If your family is in housing, you don't get the money. You just get the housing. See? So that was a lot of lying being done by a particular person. I ain't gonna mention no names, and then he would say, well, you've been out long. Nigga, just because I've been out long, nothing has changed since I got out. Something changed since I got in, but nothing changed since we got out. Okay.
My thing, I have no problem with some young men, because I think most of them need to go to the military to get some sense anyway and get some form of training anyway, to be fair honest, because being out here in this environment, it's problematic, especially some young dudes that don't have no direction. And if they're not been raised properly, that probably the best thing to get some order and some, something out of them. Be honest with you. I mean, but that's my opinion. To be fair, honest.
I think the military is not for everybody. Yeah, okay, right. Because some men and women cannot handle it. If you can't handle somebody in your face, if you can't handle somebody telling you what to do and you doing it, like right then and there, then the military not for you, because you will only ruin your life. And if you think that you shouldn't have to salute somebody you don't know, then you better not go in the military, because you're going to salute every officer that bypassed you. Even if you are an E9 and they just got in the military, if they're an officer, then you salute them, right? So this nonsense is not for everybody. Everybody don't not have the mindset. Okay, and let me see. And your BAH depends on like he did say, it depends on where you live, where you at the time, right? Because it's in California. Let's see, what looked like you get the most in. Let me see. This chart tells you, and it depends on how many dependents you have, right? So let's say at the top, it depends on your rank. So if you're E1 and you're in Arkansas, you'll get 1839, right? But if you have housing, you ain't getting it. If you're on post housing, you're not getting it. But if you're off post, you'll get it. Okay. So, and this is the extra money, but this is the money just for your housing. So it takes care of your rent or your mortgage or whatever, which is good, right? They don't want you to be worrying about being homeless and shit while you're in the military. So they look like the most damn, y'all. Oakland, California, you get $3,000. In San Francisco, you get $4,000, $5,000. I think that's where, remember Whitcomb said that he was getting 56 figures, remember? And I think he said, I can't remember where he said he was, but that might be true if he was in like California. And he was a I think he said what general, right? The general. Yeah, I think general was like an E8. So E8 or E9, right? Let's put him in San Francisco. He was getting 52. This is with dependents. He was getting $5,200 a month just in housing. But remember, he's in California. So that's how much he paying for everything, his housing and maybe water and electric. That's what he's supposed to pay for. So if he was adding this type of stuff to his pay, then yes, it looks like he's making that amount of money, right? Which is good. I'm not saying that is bad, right? I don't think he was in San Francisco though, but I do know he did say he was in, I think he was in Texas, but was he stationed in Texas? I think so. Let's see where that was. Texas, California, Alabama, Louisiana. Here you go. Texas. Yeah, Texas wasn't getting that much. Texas only getting about 1,000, but for his rank, he probably was getting like an extra 2,000 in BAQ a month. BAH, I'm sorry, it changed from BHQ to BHH. And so that's not a lot of money. So then you get your hazardous pay. Let me see what that is. Let's see what your hazardous pay is. And then that's only for active duty. Reservists not getting none of that. They're not getting that. Reserve just getting that little $300 a month, right? Unless they go active duty. Let's see, special pays. Let's see what the special pays are. Special pay if you jump out of helicopters and shit, right? Special military pay, benefits, incentive on specific career fields and location, right? So they're saying overseas, you get some money, hardship or duty pay, military flight pay, aviation pay, and if you're at sea, you get a different amount of money. Look like you get up to $800 monthly if you're at sea. Aviation is also going to be for Air Force. Look like they get some money. Military flight, that's that. Let's see. This is the for the people who fly the airplanes and they at war, they get money. And the Army will be hardship duty. This is ground. So, and let's see, it says that, let's see, let's say you get paid in increments of 50, 100, or 150 a month based on the level of hardship. So you're not even getting much more. The hardship isn't much more. He made it seem like it was going to be thousands more. But yeah, you did. Let's see. Yep. So military, like I'm saying, they're making They're making less than $13 an hour if you break it down into 24-hour, right? And you know, when you have war, you know you definitely working 24 hours. You don't know when you got to shoot, when somebody's shooting at your ass. You ain't on no 8-hour schedule, right? Shit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So the truth of the matter is, you military, you work, you on a 24-hour. You get your vacation time, which is a money year, unless they change that. I'm not sure. I got to go look, which is good. The benefits to the military is good, but the pay is
It's
not
trash.
great. Yeah, its pay is trash. It's trash. Okay, so if we take that, E3 making 25,000 a year, and most of us listen. And then we got Kevin Samuels say you got to make 6 figures, so you know you ain't going to the military to make no 6 figures unless you've been in that bitch for 20 plus years. Okay. Yeah, and that's just that. So the person who told you they make 6 figures in the military, well, man, oh man. Anyway, let's see what else. What they talking about? You wanted me to check anything else or no? Because the BAH we check, military pay we check, the bonuses. Bonuses are what? Yeah, the bonuses. Well, bonuses are usually like when you sign up. Like I got bonus when I first signed up. They giving up to $60,000 for certain jobs. They guarantee you a certain amount of money for if you go in certain job, and they'll give you that money. So and then the veteran pay. Let's see what that is, because I know it goes up every year, and I'm gonna go see. Let's see. Here you go. Military disability retirement. That's what I get. I don't see the chart. Let me see. So, I know it depends on the. Well, I didn't know this. Let me see. It says years of service times 2.5% times retirement-based pay equals your disability retirement payment. Or let's see what this is. Disability percentage. Yeah, I thought somebody told me that the pay is across the board, which I didn't think it was. It depends on how long you were in, what your grade was when you was in. That's how it used to be. But somebody told me it changed, which I didn't see. I didn't see that that's what it's saying. Let me see. If your disability is rated 30% or more and you have less than 20 years, you will be placed on a PDRL. Let's see. If your disability rate is less than 30%, you will be separated with service pay. Oh, they made some changes for real. Look like they're giving people. So instead of paying people like they pay me every year for the rest of my life, looks like they're giving people severance pay. If you get out and it's less than 30% rating, and you have less than 20 years service, you'll be separated with severance pay. So it looks like they and they also may. Okay, let me see. I might have to read this but I'm highly rated, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to look and see though, make sure I'm getting the right pay. Because somebody, like I was saying, I was listening to some people here on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you they were lying. Because when I went there and I was like, "Hey, somebody told me the rules changed, and is this true?" And they were like, "No." I was like, I'm thinking I'm about to go get me a come up of $7K a month. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'm 100% like, and they were like, nah, that's not how it works. Now, but it's different for, he did 20 plus years in. Plus, he says he got out on disability, which could possibly be he could have got hurt while he was doing this thing. And so, yeah, his percentage, his pay gonna be different. But still, do you think people are retired from the military making six figures? I know it's not true. My sister-in-law is right around the corner from me. She retired, and she's disabled, right? And I still make more money than her, and I don't understand it. Oh, it's because she wasn't disabled, but I think they were qualifying her now because she ended up with cancer. I'm not sure if she got the rating, but she gets paid for the disability, or if she just got, because the way she was telling me she goes to the VA hospital. I'm like, girl, I've been going to the VA hospital since I met her. Like, you know what I mean? I've been qualified. So yeah, so there's a difference, even though I'm retired, but I'm medically retired. And she's regularly retired. And so I got out because I was injured. And that's different than getting out after doing your full 20 plus years. Okay. So, but yeah, I still get the same services that if I was still in. And I still get paid without being in. And that's pretty much it. Let me start this year. But yeah, the military, listen, I'm not saying people shouldn't go to the military. I'm saying everybody, it's not for everybody. But what I will say, though, you could go find you a girl who's in the military, though, and marry her ass. And have you a great family, shit. That sounds good to me. Ladies, go find you a dude in the military. Mm-hmm. They looking for who wants to be stationed alone, and you know what I mean? Women end up if a woman doesn't get married and she ends up on the post, and she's gonna be what I would consider kind of lonely, you know, or she's gonna end up dating a whole group of men because there's less women than men, right? And the good thing about that, though, is that the men like to hold on to the ones they get, especially if they're good women, they'll hold on to them. The bad thing, though, is most men come in and then they'll go back and get their girlfriends from high school, marry her, and bring her with them. Except the ones who don't do that end up marrying some chick and leaving their children. It's all about that. I saw you. Was that you over there by Indika? Unique. What her name is? I like
Nika Marie.
Yeah, I like her. I was
on our panel, or was in the comment section? What you mean?
Oh, comment section today. Yeah.
No, I didn't catch your live stream.
Oh, okay.
I hope nobody's trying to impersonate, because there are people now.
No, it was her. It was her. I was just asking.
I know it's her, but usually if you see my avatar floating around, possibly somebody created.
Oh, is somebody impersonating you?
It's possible.
Okay. I thought I saw you, but I could have been wrong.
It has happened for the last 2 years. Like, sometimes they create like a fake account. Sometimes, they use like a picture. So yeah, if you see my name pop up, please, I want people to know so I could let YouTube know that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's not cool, because one thing I noticed what people do when they use troll accounts with people, they like to start some shit,
right?
Use somebody else's name. And the problem with YouTube now, it's hard now. You could click onto it. I think they fix now where you could see if this is a real account, if it's a real YouTube account. They kind of make it hard now. But one time you could do it. You get me?
Oh, okay, I got you.
But a lot of people don't focus on it. But you got to focus on it, because nowadays people are impersonating other people just for fuck reasons, for some shit.
Right.
And we got to be very careful, because a lot of us don't show us our face when we come on the panels or whatever. So there's no verification if that's somebody comment, is that you or not. You
right. I agree. Okay. Yeah, I was listening to her, and I was like, okay, I agree with 99% of everything she said. She wasn't over there pandering to the men. You know what I mean? And she was saying she liked them, and she going to tell them the truth. And then she had the same issues I was having. Like, when I'm telling the men the truth, they said, well, that's too easy, Bob. There's more to it than that. I'm like, it's not really more to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that there's different type of women. There's different type of men. There's like a different type of men. There's different type of women. You men want different things from each other. And so you'll find that I want something different than another woman. It has nothing to do with age. I don't know why y'all think, when y'all think the older women were stupid and they just wanted, the older women were not stupid. That's why we got feminism. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got young women talking about, we don't agree with feminism. Like, what? That's how we know that they're silly and stupid, because without feminism ever happening, a woman would just be an object for a man to use and do whatever he want with her. Beat her. He could come home from work and be tired, smack the shit out of her, and ain't shit she could do about it. And what's weird about it is that the men seem like they're angry at that, because they seem like they're like, oh, she gonna call the police. Oh, she'll call the police. Oh, she'll call. You goddamn well she gonna call the police. Why wouldn't she? If she's being abused. You'd rather me call the police than to call my daddy. To call my daddy, you might not survive the night. Call the police, though, they're gonna usher your ass maybe to jail, or ask you to leave the house for a few hours. I call my daddy, though, he gonna shoot the next question later. These men got it so easy they don't even understand it. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all don't know. Y'all think it would have been easier without feminism, but it actually was not easier for you. You still had to put in some work. You just had to convince another man to give his daughter to you. And why would he give his daughter to you if you ain't providing, protecting? If he don't look like you're doing what you should be doing, why would he give his daughter to a man?
Mm-hmm.
It's easier now because women, we don't know what to look for. A lot of young women don't know what to look for, so she's looking for his looks. See, what my daddy wouldn't have cared about the man's looks. Right?
You know what type of what he brings, what productivity.
That's right.
What productivity is he a productive man? Is he a
right
man? All these questions, yes.
Yes, that's what my dad would have wanted. But today women are looking for looks, and nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, but the looks ain't gonna pay no motherfucking bills, though. Okay, so this man gotta have looks and be able to support the family. Some women don't even care if he could support the family, because she's willing to support him as long as he got the looks. But to me, an idle man is a cheating ass man, like a man where the woman supports him. Because look, if something happened to my husband, I don't have no problem going out getting a job to keep the family going. I really don't. Like, we've been together long enough. You know, in the beginning, I wouldn't have married a man who couldn't support. But once you love him and marry him, yeah, you keep the family going, right?
You stuck with him.
But it's not that I'm stuck with him. It's just that I love him. Okay. Well, y'all use words like stuck. I love him. I mean, we could be broke together. Fuck out of here. I love him. So if we got to live in the car for a little while, then me and my husband will live in a motherfucking car. In fact, I want to get an RV. Like, I got all kinds of dreams that flash in my head. My husband is too stubborn. He likes to work. You know, he want to work. I don't foresee him ever retiring. He'll probably die at the job. Because he's just the working type of man. He's always been that. But y'all use words like stuck. Like, y'all don't know what love is. Like, you could really, I think because if you never had love, you don't understand it. But that's even how women, like, a woman could be with a man who build, and then he has an accident, and now she's the one making the money. Some women will put up with that. Especially if you love him, you will. He's a good man, you will. Now, if he ain't shit, then no. Or if she ain't shit and he's a good guy, but she don't care because she's like, ain't nothing I can do with you. You can't take care of me, so I'm gone. But hey, listen, different people raised different ways, want different things, have different goals. And the reflection of the person reflects on their lives. So a person who only uses people for money, you will see that. When they get older, you'll see that the chances of them having what they think they want, they're not going to have it. Right? Because a man eventually who understands that a woman is just using him for money, and he realizes that eventually if he gets smart enough, his ass is out. Right? He gonna realize he can keep his money to himself. And if a woman not gonna sleep with him and show him respect and love, he can do that, all that shit by himself, with his money by his goddamn self. So they got some women out there, they're young, some of them not so young, they just stupid. And it is what it is. They're gonna be working all their motherfucking lives. Okay. And I'm not complaining about it. If they complain about it, it's all their own doing, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But these men, on the other hand, the same thing, right? They're looking for this feminine and fit. Somebody gave them a definition of what type of woman they want, but they don't even know what that is, right? They want women to be weak. Is basically what they want. Because a lot of these men don't know what femininity is. Femininity really is just simply the bullshit that some of us do. The cooking, the fucking cleaning, you know. But back in the day, it really was her being in a dress. You know, it was what they put out there on a billboard and to tell women this is how you should be. In a dress, like Betty Crocker and shit, baking with a smile on her fucking face. I go downstairs, I will bake and cook. That don't mean I got a smile on my motherfucking face. I'm gonna go in the kitchen, I'm gonna do what I need to do, I'm gonna get the fuck out of there. Everybody go eat, I'm happy, they happy, good. But that femininity shit that y'all asking for, the women can't afford to be as feminine as y'all want us to be. Because the men aren't standing up. And then when a man does stand up, he get ostracized, like Will Smith. Will Smith stood up for his wife. And shit, everybody's trying to tear him down. Like, goddamn. Back in the day, you think a man would have been able to crack a joke on my mother in front of my daddy back in the day? My daddy would have stomped a nigga down. So we got feminine men who think, oh, it's just a joke. You know, why would you joke on a man's wife in front of him? Because people think that is okay. And people think, oh, it's just a joke. Okay. Let somebody crack a joke on Chris Rock's wife in front of him. He ain't gonna like that shit. He might not react the same, but he gonna want to react the same. Anyway, y'all, I'm shutting this shit down because I'm the only one talking, and I do want to. Okay. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, Chaos.
All right, well, it's good talking to you, Mom. You know what I'm
saying? Same as you.
Have the conversation. I guess everybody's on the other channel, so I just came up here listening, and just having the discussion.
Yeah, no. You're always welcome. You know that.
I learned something, to be honest with you. I did learn something. It's good.
What you learn? You learn to be yourself. Be yourself, Chaos. You sound like a good person.
No, I mean, a little bit more about the military, but
Oh, okay. You thought they were making big money, huh?
I'm always by myself. Well, I keep to myself sometimes,
Yeah. But you sound like a good person. So I don't even like. Sometimes when I hear some of you, I be wondering like, why don't you have a girlfriend or a wife? Because you sound like you're a good, decent person. And are you even dating? Or are you just researching?
Not right now. Now right
But
now, I'm
this is
doing
my
some
thing.
thinking.
How long you gonna research dating instead of just going out there and trying to date?
No, I don't do the research thing. Right now, I'm kind of keep my time occupied right now. But
Uh,
I'm probably put myself out there, get out a little bit, you know.
yeah,
Right now,
like
yeah.
you ain't even got to go nowhere. You could literally do it online. You just gotta. Well, if you don't want to do it online, that's cool. It's even better in person. But you do the swipe right, swipe left, and
I mean, the online thing is cool, but I'm at a point that it's become too antisocial that people gotta really meet people and have conversations again.
yeah, that's why you
Online is good for fun time, but when we talk about serious things, you have to be out there, in my opinion.
right.
Because right now, because you're different, because you're a Gen Xer, that people have to really conversate, you know, see the people act, you know what I'm saying, get their feelings, what they're talking about, you know what I'm saying, get to
I agree.
see. One thing with technology has done it made us more antisocial. So now people feel comfortable instead of me up front. And I think it's creating problems already in the society.
Right, but
yeah.
No, I agree with everything you said, but but then what you're saying don't make sense, right? Because you're saying that you want to do it in person, but you know that everybody is usually doing it online because they're antisocial. So why you want to do it in the way in which it probably won't work? Because people. So what I was saying is mix the two. You date. You go into areas online and only look for the women in your area, and then once you hit up and y'all swipe and say yes, that I would like to meet you, then you ask her out for coffee, you ask her out for lunch, dinner, brunch, and now you mix the two. You met online, but you took it offline to get to know each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
But you can't say that people are antisocial, but you can only go date offline, because that means you're saying that nobody's dating offline, but you're gonna be the only one dating off. You first got to meet the woman.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more of a dinner person, but the coffee thing not much, but I like to socialize.
Yeah, but y'all complain, y'all don't want to spend a lot of money, so you ask her.
I mean, that's them. I mean, I'll spend some money. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of money, but I'll spend some money. I'm saying,
but suppose she likes, let's say she like what's the name of that coffee place? That what's the name of the coffee place where you go buy coffee? Starbucks. Suppose she's a Starbucks fan, and and you'd be like, hey, well, let's go get a cappuccino from Starbucks. That's an $8 drink or something like that. Cool. I don't know.
That's cool.
See?
That's cool.
And
that's cool.
and that way you sitting there, you get to know who she is, what kind of drink she like, and you have a conversation in the middle of the day. It don't even have to be nighttime where you gotta go to her house afterwards and kind of shit, She might feel comfortable with that at first.
Yeah.
And then
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so you gotta keep it open. Because even back then, like I would meet people, and then we didn't just go straight to no expensive dinner. I don't know who came up with that shit. I wouldn't even want a man to take me on no $300 meal. What kind of fuck? I don't. We're not going out to eat and spending that type of money, because I would feel like I owe him sex if he spent that type of money. I ain't even lying. I would feel bad, like the check coming and shit, $300. Be like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you could have just gave me that money, goddamn it.
Well, Bomb, it's like I said, what will be dessert? I said, oh, you'll be dessert, madam.
Yep. Now see, and that's what I'm saying. If a man spend that type of money, I don't blame him for thinking he should get a little more. If he's spending $300+ on a meal.
But Mom, let's keep it real. Do you think some of these dudes, they is anticipating and expecting to spend this money, that woman's going to give it up?
They do. I think they do. Especially like if it was a wealthy man who I'm dating and I know he's wealthy, then okay, he take me to this expensive restaurant because he can afford it. But why is a regular man who made $500 that week spending $300 on me in one night? That don't even make sense, right?
Yeah, that don't make no sense to me. Yeah,
it don't make sense. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah. But this is a good conversation, Mom. We'll have this again another time.
Okay.
All right. We'll let you get
Okay.
some rest.
Yeah, I'm
We'll talk
tired.
later. All right.
Okay, talk
All
to you
right.
later.
And I'll
Uh-huh.
see y'all in the chat room. See y'all later. Thank you.
Bye, everybody in chat. I'm not even looking. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm tired. Um, and I slept all day. When I did the purse, I was gonna make the strap. Purse came out real nice. I see where I should have made some changes, but I did make it small. But it's a nice size purse. Made it for my niece, right? Um, it's a nice size for her at school. I could also make it into a book bag by putting different straps on it. For her to put it on her back. I do see where I should have probably stiffened the body a little more by putting damn, I can't interfacing even on the vinyl. If I could have interfaced the vinyl a little bit, gave it a little more stability, but it's really nice. It came out really nice. Okay. I think so. When I make the next one, I was thinking about making up 2 hobo bags for a girl and a mom and me hobo bag purses. And I guess I gotta open this Etsy shop, y'all, because I got too much shit laying around here that I've created. And I gotta get rid of this shit. And because it's been cold, I don't go out. You know what I mean? And since I didn't put the website out because I'm on here playing with y'all too much instead of doing my business, I'm gonna be honest. I need to get up here. If anybody want to take over the channel down, let me know. Because honest truth is, I need to start doing my business. Okay. I need to get my husband to retire so we can buy an RV, and I want to go and travel around this nation. That's something. Or truck driving. That's my dreams, maybe. And I don't know if it's dreams or just some shit that I just thought of and be like, that would be cool. I don't know if that would be cool though. I think it'd be cool if the RV is big enough. It can't be no little small ass RV. You got to be an RV that's going to be comfortable. You got to have enough space where when I pick up my grandson, when we come through Delaware, pick his ass up, and he could spend the summer with us when he's not in school on the RV with us, or even the whole family, the sons, grandson. I think that'd be cool. Shit, we could spend $100K on an RV. That's good money, and you get a lot. I don't know what you get for $100K. I gotta look that up. I might be making shit up in my mind. I'm tired. I slept all day. I didn't wake up until like 6, but I didn't go to sleep until like 11. So what that is? Oh shit, that's not even 8 hours up. No wonder I'm tired. But so this is what I'm telling you, everybody. My storyline is this, and this is the truth, the whole truth, and not but the truth. No matter who you are, no matter if you're a woman or a man, no matter if you are a black person, a white person, a Latino, this is the truth for everybody. You need to be who you are. You need to love who you are, accept who you are, and only then is the right person gonna come walking your way. People need to see who you really are. Don't be fake and phony, because when you get with that person, you wonder why, she broke up with me. Yeah, nigga, you was a liar. You told this woman you make all this money, and then y'all was dating for a couple of weeks, and she found out that you lied about it. And you think that a woman gonna say, oh, it's okay that you don't make. No. What she gonna think of you is as a liar. And yes, she will leave your ass. I know I would. You done dated me on false pretenses. And what's bad about it is I may have liked the real you better. But because you're not the real you, you don't know who the real you is. And that's what you younger people gonna fail, because y'all so fake. That's what has changed since my generation and y'all's. The fakeness. You motherfuckers only want to show yourself online 24/7. You go and get some food and take a picture of it and want everybody to see that you eating fancy like that all the time. But if you wouldn't have to take a picture of it. Right? If you was eating like that all the time, it would just be normal to you. Nah, y'all, or you'll be able to take a picture of that foods like that every day. But no, you're fake and you're phony, and then you want a woman to get with you, the fake phony you. And as soon as she realized that you were fake and phony, she's out. Okay, she's out. And I don't blame her. I would have been out too. That's the good thing about dating people in real time. You see the real them. You know what I mean? You see the real them. They see the real you. All your issues and all. And if they can accept it, then cool. And if they can't, then I guess we're not going on no more dates. And that's it. On to the next. Okay. And ladies, protect your vaginas at all costs. Because you hear these men when they say the goal is to get your vajayjay. The goal, and then they want to get it and then throw you back. They want to play catch and release. They want to play catch and release, right, on a global scale. And then they tell you, then they're going to call you a whore and then start asking you your body counts and shit. These men are their own worst enemies, really. They're telling us all the game. They're telling us everything. The thing is, ladies, you got to believe them. Okay? Don't be like, oh, I could convince him to want me. Nah, fuck. If it's in his mind set to catch and release because he's not looking for anything serious, then you can't change his mind. Ain't nothing you're going to be able to do to change his mind. Okay, if you're looking for a serious relationship, you need to find a man who says he is also looking for a serious relationship or the possibility of a full serious relationship. These ones talking about pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. These niggas can't even get a woman to pump, let alone dump her. Be your goddamn selves. And you ain't got to be the man with the juice. That's the only thing I kind of disagree with. Because a woman could like a man and all men don't have to look up to him. In fact, a man who stands on his own square without any approval from anybody else is a man women will take notice to also. The ones who want the men with the juice, like you didn't like him until you found out he had a little credibility. So he chasing, I think she used to, and I like the way she said it. And I don't fully disagree. I think there are some women that way, right? I just think those women, so in her story, she says the guy, he might be chasing her, right, at work. But she don't like him because he looks too thirsty. Like he keep chasing her. And she says, not until other men at the job start praising him do she now see him in a different light. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that I do see, listen, if a man is coming for me, if I'm the right type of woman, I'm looking at him, right? I see him. I look at him. He may be chasing me a little too hard. If he's nice looking, then I'm looking at him. We got some women, they use the terms like he thirsty because he want me. And I'm thinking, what? That's what men supposed to do. They supposed to chase women. So that's not a negative, right? That's what men do. He sees something he want and he's going for it. So why would I use that against him? I wouldn't use that against him. You coming up, man? What's wrong, man? Oh, I was about to say, you look like something was wrong. I'm about to say, no, I ain't do nothing. But I'm tired too. Is it raining or something? I am tired. I'm over here yawning. I'm about to shut this down because I am tired. Anyway, what I was saying, because I'm about to get off here, but I was saying if a men chase women, right? And the one he really want, he gonna be there, letting them know that hey, I like you. Would you like to go out? If the woman looks at him and say, "Oh, you a bugaboo," just simply because he's chasing her down, then I don't know. Like, what you expect me to do? You call him thirsty because he like you? Uh, Lots of women will understand that. Hey, he likes me. She may have other men who like her too, right? Because she said that the man chasing her down, and she called him a bugaboo and called him thirsty, but not until other men at the workplace started shouting him out did she even think about looking at him. You know what I mean? I can see where that happens in the movies. So it took other men to look at this man for you to see him, huh? And what that tells me is that that could be true. A woman who don't recognize what men look like, she needs other men to identify them for her, right? But there are those of us who recognize men. He don't need no appraisal by no other motherfucking men. You know what I mean? My husband didn't have to be praised by other men for me to notice him. I noticed him when I met him, right? I noticed him when I met him. And if he was somebody who I couldn't get with, then it would have never happened, no matter what, no matter what other man would have said, congratulations on your promotion. The boss could have came and said, good job. And none of that shit would have helped. Because if I'm not interested, I'm not interested. Right? It would have been something about, listen, I've had men say nice things, come up. I'm not interested for whatever reason, whether I'm already in a relationship or I'm just not interested. And no other man had to point out a man to me. Okay. But apparently there are some of you women who only see men after other men give them accolades. Another man says, oh, he's a good man and he's making good money. You could have. Anyway, I disagree with that, but I saw her point though. I saw it, right? I disagreed with it, but I did see it. Oh, Rue coming up, he gonna set me straight because I know Rue got a different point of view too. What time is it, babe? Oh, damn, it's that late. It seemed like it was just 9. Hey, Rue.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Nothing. How you doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Just yawning over here. What you think about what I said?
Yeah, I listened to what you were saying just now. That's why I came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I agree. All right, you saying that if a man, if he know what he wants, right, and he's going afterwards, he's going after it. You saying that women shouldn't hold it against him?
That they shouldn't. Okay, so Danica said that her example. I'm not saying that this is what she did. She was using it as an example, right? And she said that let's say there was a man at the workplace. They work at the same place, and he was chasing her down. She said she didn't look at him. I forgot to add this. She looked at him like he was a bugaboo, like he's pestering, he's thirsty, right? And then she said she kept saying, "Oh, leave me alone," you know, kind of like because he seemed thirsty. But she said then when they was at a party, at a work party, she saw the men at the job saying congratulations to him and, you know, giving him his props for whatever he's doing at work. And she said then that's when she started noticing it. And so what are your thoughts on that? And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying, though, that for those of us who know men, first of all, men supposed to chase women. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not supposed to chase a man, so how we gonna get together if he don't come approach me, right?
I think in that case, what you're saying, right? All right, it's how a man do it, right? Like if he's doing it too much to where it's ridiculous, then yeah, I can see why a woman may feel uncomfortable. But if you're talking about just all right, a guy showing you that he's interested in you, the way that he like you, and he might want to get to know you, and you're gonna use that against him, and I don't think that's cool. But of course, a guy on some bugaboo type shit, yeah, if he's bugging you, like he just can't get a clue, always fucking with you, always walking around you, like stalking you low key. It's like, yeah, all right, well, yeah, you can use that against him. But in the case of the promotion, right? Like a lot of women do tend to want to see what a man is made of before she kind of like open up to him. So that's why you tell these guys, don't run up on a woman so quick. Let her get a chance to see how other folks respond to you, and she might come to you. It just depends. It just depends. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why I said I didn't disagree with her wholeheartedly, but yeah. So I get your point. So you're saying don't bug her.
Yeah.
Like that much. Like you may approach her, but kind of softly. Just let her know that you here, and I'm single, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you let what you do. Let
what you do speak for you. Yeah. Let what you do, like the things that you can do well, let that speak for you to where maybe she didn't want to talk to you at first, but then again, she might change her mind and she see how other folks receive you.
Okay, I got it. And that's what she was saying. So yeah, okay. So she was saying, yeah, let the, other men kind of do, let some women know, kind of give him, I don't know. I guess if he's good at his job, and maybe she's interested in him being good at his job. I don't know about that.
Now what it is, a lot of guys, they tend to be very deceptive when it comes to, to women, right? Like they put on certain fronts, pretty much showing you they representative. And yeah, that just could be just to get her, right? To go with you at that moment, but yet he ain't really hitting on shit after that. So I think it is fair for a woman to see if a man is in it for the long term, or do he have a certain reputation? Because you could be someone who you can present yourself the first time I meet you as everything a woman wants you to be, but yet what about next month? What about like you say when you go around people, like in the case of Linwood, right? What if this woman decided that she want to go out to eat with you, and you see you getting punked and shit? You see what I'm saying? Like she need to know. Linwood would present himself like he's a hell of a guy, but yet a woman's on a date with him. Some dude try both of them. He don't do shit. It's like, well, damn. I'm just saying, like a lot of guys become disappointments and shit after a woman and kind of like went off of the strength of you liking her and you kind of like step into it. These women end up being disappointed. Like, nigga, you ain't
That's
that
true.
nigga.
Okay, I got you.
so what was that? It's healthy. It's healthy for a woman to see how others respect you. Yeah, especially men. You know what I mean? Like if you were respected amongst men, then a woman can kind of like brag, like, yeah, I got that nigga. I got a nigga who a lot of you niggas respect. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what she was saying. That's exactly what she was saying.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And I see, because she said if he was acting like a bugaboo, like some of the men wasn't understanding what she was saying. And because they just want her to beat up on women. You know what I mean? They want her to beat up on, but she was like, I like y'all too much. I love y'all too much. Let me tell y'all the truth. She was giving them game over there. Like she was talking. She was at least giving them some information. Some of the men understood it. And then there was that group of Manosphere men, who wanted to just hear her beat up on women.
But let me ask you this though, right? Like, a lot of times women when they step out, they look damn good, right? They look really good. Mm-hmm. And you might have just men who know how to play it cool, but a lot of men would like to actually express how he feel just based on how you look. And my thing is, I don't think a man should be putting his hands on you at all. But like if a guy, if he just looking at you like, damn, like if he just starstruck by your beauty, is he wrong for that, right? If he's just looking at you a little too hard, not creepy, but like, God damn, more like a God damn, bomb, you look nice. Like, God damn, you shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Is he wrong for expressing that you look that damn good? And he's not simping. He's just telling you that you look damn good, man. Like, is he wrong for that?
No, I don't think he's wrong for that. Unless I think the only way he'd be wrong for it if she there with another man.
Yeah.
And it looked more like he was trying to break that up. You know what I mean? Like, he trying to step in and but no, I think that's what men do. Like,
because men would like to do that. Like men, like me, I like doing that, right? But a lot of men would love to see the guys are hanging on to this simping shit, right? To where it's kind of hard for them to express how they feel when they see a beautiful woman. I don't have that issue. Like I'll let a woman know, like, damn, you look really nice. Like you on point. Like shit. Like for real. Like I'll let that be known. I'll keep it moving. But I'm not afraid of letting a woman know that she look good, man. Especially if she's looking good and she want a nigga to tell her she look good, I'll tell her. But my thing is I'm not gonna overdo it to where she's creeped out But my thing is, I think that's natural. A lot of guys would love to, you know how they have, like, you remember like on Color Purple with Suge Avery was singing in the Jew joint and all the men was all around that shit. A lot of guys want to do that. A lot of guys want to just surround a woman who's looking damn good and be on her ass. But he's not gonna violate her, but he just want to have that privilege to just express that damn, you look good, man. I feel some type of way about how you looking right now and shit. Without a woman calling him thirsty. That thirsty shit discouraged a lot of men from even approaching women. Like that thirsty shit, like that shit make it seem like a nigga is wrong for liking.
But do they do that in person? Do the women? So how is the women receiving you when you approach them and tell them you're looking good? Do she tell you thirsty or?
Nah, they'll use that later on though when they mad at me and shit. But
when they mad, yeah.
They be like, yeah, Ruo thirsty ass. But like at the moment, if I'm like, hey man, you look nice, you look on point, you on point, man. You know what I mean? It's like some shit like that. Or if I really know you, and if I really just want to be on you, like, man, what's up, man? Like, come here real fast, like, just want to hug on you and shit. It's like they ain't gonna say anything at that moment, but yeah, if they get pissed off at me, they would damn so say, Ruo, you desperate, thirsty motherfucker. They'll come at me like that, and I don't take no offense to it though.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this a man being a man. Now you're not gonna ever see me being excessive to where it's ridiculous, but yet I would damn sure acknowledge the beauty. I'm not afraid of letting a woman know she look good, like straight up.
Right.
Hey, yeah, that's where I'm at with this shit. And,
I'm not understanding the women who use it again, because I used to be, on Instagram and I watching the young women, right? And everybody who came in, she was so thirsty, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, what? Like you are showing yourself purposely for them to come, and then when they comment, you calling them thirsty. That's hurtful, because the men get tired of that, and then they'll no longer give compliments.
Yeah, motherfucker get tired of that. So like the women who do shit like that, men don't give them compliments after that, right? It's like the ones who know that a man is supposed to kind of like show that type of respect and that type of interest, right? And if the woman know how to play it off and know how to pretty much keep it cool, like Suge Avery, right? Yeah, men gonna always be willing to buy your drink, buy your food, you know what I mean? Just pretty much say how good you look and all that kind of shit. So those women will always have men around them, pretty much compliment them at all times. But the women who feel like you're going to be calling a man thirsty and desperate and shit just to boost your ego up, just because you feeling yourself, man, you ain't going to get that from these guys no more. Like, these guys going to ignore the fuck out you next time. Yeah, right. That's how it normally goes, yeah. So.
Yeah, I always wondered, like I said, I started noticing it a few years back, the young women, getting online and then calling them men thirsty, know. But she was like, she went live just to do what I was doing, like dance and everything. So why? First of all, if I was dancing on Instagram, right, and the men wasn't giving me compliments, I would think I'm doing something wrong. I'll shut that shit down.
I said that before. I said, what if the women who call people thirsty, right? What if you was one of those type of women that men just don't look at like that anyway? Like, how would you feel being a woman that men don't check for? I think you're taking it. Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how that feel, but I guess as I get older and older, I guess I eventually will know how that feels. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how that feel, dude.
You don't disrespect men for like calling you attractive or calling you sexy or calling you fine. Like, I ain't never heard you say, you thirsty ass motherfucking niggas get on. I ain't never heard you say no shit like that. You know, that's why men come around. That's why people tend to fuck with you like that, because you do not make a man feel funny if he were to kind of like flirt with you low key. Even though you got a husband, much respect to Mr. Bomb, but I'm just saying, like, the fact, these men on here like you, Bomb, you know that. So, but you never made a man feel like he can't come and talk to you. Like, you do give a man a hope that he can talk to a good looking woman like yourself. Like, well, damn, at least on a panel, like, you ain't never shut no nigga down on some, nigga, I never talk to none of you nigga. I'm married. Goodbye, you ugly mother. You ain't never did no shit like that. You normally call motherfuckers handsome when niggas not even handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to play the game. That's that southern charm, man. You got that feminine charm. Like you normally know how to play the game to where dudes probably want to come out their pockets and break bread with you. Of course, buy your food. Like, if anything, if they saw you in the building, you ain't paying for shit. Everybody gonna go together like, nah, I ain't gonna bomb, bro. We finna put $100 a piece, nigga. Bomb ain't got to work. Look, she be paying for a room, you paying for food, a drink. If bomb alone, everybody else probably not so much. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've always, like I said, I don't have nothing against men. Of course, I'm not gonna disrespect my husband, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, like him and my dad and my cousins, even my brother, who, I told y'all he be on drugs and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he fall off the wagon all the goddamn time, but he's still a gentleman though,
Yeah. Yeah.
Even as a crackhead. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That man, my brother could get women even as a crackhead. Them women be wanting to take care of him.
Yeah.
So it's just like you said, Southern hospitality,
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm not sure, but no, you're right though.
It's that warm feeling. You making people feel warm when they come through. Even
Yeah.
the niggas know that they ain't got a shot, they ain't got a chance, but still you making it feel like they can at least get a conversation out of you. You chill. You the chill girl. You kicking it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That goes a long way. That's the reason why some women on here who actually have a lot of men who will break bread with them and look out for them, they have that same charm. And all
Yeah.
right, pretty much, you probably won't get a chance to really see her in person. Or you won't even get a chance to talk to her on the phone, but you might can get a conversation on a panel, let alone in a chat room, let alone, hell, you never know, she might come to your panel. She might come to your chat room. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, it's a hope there. And some guys ride on that hope. Some guys, pretty much they ride on that shit. Yeah. That carry you a long way as a woman.
So what do you think about the women who joke around with the men and call them ugly or thirsty, even though they joking, but it seems like to me like it might still crush a man's ego a bit, especially if she does it in front of lots of people.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I think some of the women be joking. Some of them, some of them be joking.
I don't think it's joking to even say that about a man. Like, you ain't joking. I mean, yeah, it's a way you might can say it. Like you can say, Rue, you thirsty, Rue, you thirsty. But it had to be other women talking about me being that way towards another woman, not a woman who I'm talking to telling me you thirsty, unless her play like that anyway. So if we play like that, if we already good to where we play like that, but we good anyway. Like, I mean, like I ain't got an issue with her saying, "Oh, nigga, you thirsty little motherfucker, you thirsty ass nigga, you be all right, you can call me thirsty, all right, you can get away with that shit." But we talking about like the joking, ain't no joking in that.
Yeah.
Ain't no joking in that.
Like, she may be able to joke with you because y'all cool, but if she do it around other women and then the other women start doing it, that's what sometimes I be feeling sorry for some of the men. I'd be like, at first I know one woman was joking when she said it, but now the other women are now starting to call him thirsty, and then you might not be in a good mood one day when somebody call you thirsty, and then you go off. I'll be like, people gotta, we gotta watch what we say to each other.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not on here to downplay and disrespect people totally, especially on their looks. I may talk about them over there trying to have a godfather and looking for daddies and shit. I'm trying to get them to see that that's silly what they're doing. I'm not really trying to beat up on them. I want them to see that, dude, grow up. Do you not understand you're a grown man looking for a godfather and a man you don't know?
Yeah, trying to find answers. That's all they want. Yeah, they want answers.
Yeah, but they should be following men like you or men, like men with real, you know what I mean? Like who at least, something about women. Men who even look like men. God damn, why they chasing after men who look like women? Feminine and shit. I just don't understand.
Nah, listen.
Anyway, when you going live again? Did you go live today?
Yeah, I went for a little bit. I went for like about 40 minutes. Whatnot. I got off.
I was looking for people lives, and when I got your notification just now, I don't know what's wrong with YouTube giving me notifications now that you live now and your ass is over here.
Over here kicking it. Yeah, that was long. Yeah, we was kicking it long earlier, man. We were just chilling. I was talking about some stuff, man. Talking about some crazy shit. But yeah, listen, I think what it is, right? Sometimes you can ignore if a woman call you thirsty. I mean, it depends on how you take it. If you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to like it. But if you're a good sport, normally you can just let that shit roll off your back, and yet a woman might come back to you anyway. Like normally that's how it goes when you're dealing with women, right? Like they'll say some shit to see how you'll take it. If you take it well, she might just come back around you because you cool with this. Like you a cool person. Like, and maybe she had you wrong. I think that's key though. That's key. When a woman do reject you or she like come at you a certain way, you don't want to react like a bitch to where she pretty much say, well, I'm glad I didn't get that nigga my number. I'm glad I didn't talk to him because look how he acted. Right. I said no. So you have to respect boundaries and say, hey, you have the right to not want to fool with me. You have the right to tell me no, and I'm good on that. And normally a woman come back around. She come back around normally. Like she'll come back and try to talk to you, find her way around where you at and shit. And like I say, if you're a good sport, you can still keep the conversation going without feeling like, well, you remember last time when me and you was talking, I was trying to get at you, you just told me no and shit. Like, so why you over here now? You ain't got to even do all that. You talk to her right now because she came back for a reason. So whatever you were saying at first, you can say it now. Like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? A lot of guys feel like they give their best shot, that one shot, that best shot. And if it's shut down, they ain't got nothing else to follow up afterwards, right? So if you're gonna talk to it first, okay, she wasn't going this month, but then in May, she's around. Okay, well, she's on the panel, she's one-on-one with you. All right, well, holler at her and talk to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a night club, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, he was coughing, so I gave him a night club.
Nah, you good. You say you about to shut it down? I didn't want to be on too long if you was gonna shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to talk, I mean, it's up to you.
No, you gonna shut it down? No, we'll fuck with you like later on, like we got you.
Okay, you going over there by you? Cause I go over there by you.
No, I might go fuck with RBR or whatnot. He live, so.
Oh, he live? Okay, but I'm gonna come over there then.
All right.